Welcome back everyone to Three Lions TCG. This past weekend I actually went to two different card shows. We went to the Nashville card show, the National, and then also at the same time they had the PokeCon going on. Terrible planning. I don't know why they did them on the exact same weekend. There was a lot of vendors that were split between going to the fairgrounds or going to the PokeCon. Two of the biggest Pokemon vendors were at PokeCon though, Beard Dad Cards and Coop, which was crazy, and as a result there was lines out the door. You were packed in there like sardines. Luckily I have big shoulders and I had to use them by shoving everyone out of the way to be able to find cards and get in front of vendors. That's just the reality of that show. Very unorganized, but there was some cool stuff, and I'm going to gladly show you what all we got while we were there. Ty and his dad actually went to the card show as well, and they picked up some decent One Piece stuff. His dad actually got a lot of those sealed booster packs for a good discount, and then they also got the Zoro Treasure Cup card, which looks absolutely beautiful. I think they're going to try and get it graded. Hopefully, maybe BGS and maybe get a nice 10. It looks pretty clean when I saw it in person as well. Otherwise, though, let's go ahead and get into what all we got at the card show. Right, let's start with One Piece first. I got a couple graded cards here to show you. So we got the One Piece Day Dallas Roronoa Zoro PSA 10. Beautiful card. To be completely honest with you, this is one that I think I would prefer having raw. I just got too good of a deal. I couldn't say no. This was just an amazing deal for a 10, especially last comp prices and stuff like that. So I'm very, very picky with how I collect my graded cards. It has to be a very specific artwork. I'm just not into slabs and graded cards as much as I am raw. That's just me personally. So this may be something I'm willing to let go. If I do decide to do that, I will have it posted on my eBay store, so definitely go check that out if that is something that you're interested in. I know these card shows are hard to get to, so you may not have as much availability to find these type of cards. So if I can facilitate that, then of course I would gladly do so. We picked up Onami and Boa Hancock as well from the illustration box, Volume 1. We have seen these before, of course, but I just think they're beautiful cards and they're very well done in terms of artwork. And I think Nami and Boa are always going to be a safe bet when it comes to buying slabs. They've just got a very, very popular fan base. I wonder why. Is it people like me that say, yeah? I don't know, maybe. But beautiful cards. I think I'll maybe hold on to these for a little while. But again, if I do end up selling them, they will be on my eBay store, so definitely go check that out if those are things you're interested in. Huge shout out to Red Eyes Dragonite. That's his Instagram. His name was Jamal. It was a vendor at Kami Cards. Really cool guy, and I had a great experience with him, and we picked up a lot of good One Piece cards for the PC here. This Brook and this Zoro, we're going to show these off first. These are from the gift collection set, so they're like specific promo cards. I had never seen this Brook before. I just saw it in a binder and I was like, I've got to have it. I've just never seen Brook have this cool of an artwork. The texture on the background here, but then like the realistic skeleton like look of it. I don't know. I just think it's dope. I think Brook doesn't get as much love as he does. He's gotten a couple decent cards that are playable, so they've, you know, seen some play and seen some love, but otherwise he doesn't have that many artworks. The Zoro, though, yeah, this is beautiful. The texture on this thing, this is definitely going straight to the PC. There was no, I would pay $10. I'd pay $20. I mean, it's just that, it's that cool of a card. I just don't think I'm going to be able to pull a card like this either, because, you know, again, it's from like a specific promo set. So I think cards like these, you're better off just buying the singles. We did also pick up two of the alternate art Shirahoshis. Now, this first one I had actually never seen before. This is yet again a promo card. I think it's from the same set that the Brook is from. So this is one of those premium card collections from Bandai. I think it's the Game Fest edition. So a beautiful card. I just had never seen it. I know this is like, it has some championship cards, this particular variant, so this is probably one of the cheaper versions of it, but still beautiful nonetheless. We've got to be careful with what we say, of course, because it is Shirahoshi. But this is OP12. This is the alternate art. This is from Legacy of the Master, so a relatively newer card, but I think slightly underrated. It is a very useful and playable card, but you've also got Luffy there too, right? So you've got Luffy as well as Shirahoshi and the shark. So I don't know, it's a beautiful card. So I thought for $5, why not? I think we bundled those as well for $5. Next up, we have the Treasure Rare Portcullis Ace. Now, what you're about to see, the next like 5 or 6 cards, are cards that I'm going to be holding onto. I think these are severely underrated and underpriced right now. Treasure Rares are very, very hard to pull. We opened, what, 3 cases this year? And we only got like 1 Treasure Rare out of the cases. So there was a couple cases where we didn't even pull a Treasure Rare. So these are being slept on. For $15, and you're not even guaranteed one in a case. I just think it's a no-brainer. So the other treasure rare we got was Lucky Roo. Now, I understand this one maybe being not as popular. At least Ace has Luffy and Mr. 3 in it. This has the Redhead Pirates crew. You've got the back of Shank's head, so hopefully some back of the head stonks. I don't know. I know Lucky Roo isn't the most popular character, so I get why that one would be cheaper, but still, I think treasure rares are just severely underrated. We picked up the Queen SP as well. I love these SP cards. I think the detail and the texture on them are incredible. And yet again, I think they're all in this $25 to $30 price range. I just don't think that's justifiable for the pull rates. So the second that One Piece starts to get priced based on pull rates, I think a lot of these are going to go up. So I'm taking a bit of a risk, but gladly so, and I don't mind holding on to them because they're also beautiful cards, just like this Charlotte Pudding. This was a chase for a lot of people in OP10, and it just plummeted to the ground, right? It's now sitting at $30, $27, $30, and I think for the artwork itself, I think it's a bit underrated. I think even though I don't really like Charlotte Pudding, I still can't really forgive her for what she did to Sanji. If you haven't caught up, then you don't know that yet. But Charlotte Flampay as well. This is a beautiful SP. I just think with my boy Katakuri in there too, I think this artwork is beautiful, and it was very playable at one point. I know not a lot of yellow decks are running this anymore, but if you want to talk about like a meteoric crash, then look no further than this card. This SP, I think on release day was about 150 bucks, and now it's gone down to 30. So I'm willing to take a bet that it might come back up. And the last One Piece card we ended up grabbing was this is just the epitome of the SpongeBob meme. I looked at this and was saying, I don't need it. I don't need it. But I need it. Oh my god. Oh my good god. Nami Schwan with a beautiful film card here. I don't know how this can be $30. I mean, there has got to be a Kuma out there 10 years from now that's going to look at this card and just go, yeah, $100, shut up and take my money. There's no way this is going to stay at 30. There's only one word I could describe this card as. It starts with a G. You know how it goes. Yeah! Alright, moving on to Pokemon now. We've got a couple stuff for the collection as well as some stuff for inventory. We've got a Dark Dragonite here, unlimited. I think it's MP, but it's still, we got a good price on it. This beautiful Lugia, this caught my eye, and I just know there's going to be a Lugia fan that will want this. This is from Neo Premium File 3. This is obviously the Japanese version. The English equivalent, I think, is from Neo Revelation. I want to say, I think that was that symbol. Yeah, Neo Revelation would be the English equivalent. But a beautiful card, even for a non-holo. So happy with that pickup there. We got the Steelix as well. This was actually just in a binder. I was talking to a vendor, and we were exchanging binders, and I didn't even look at the condition. I just bought this without hesitation. I'm a Steelix fan. I will be adding that to the collection. And for $1, yeah, it's a no-brainer. We also picked up Magneton, so we did get this in the last card show, but we got it sealed, right? So I wanted to get one for the binder and one to keep sealed. I just think this artwork is beautiful. And I'm obviously a big Magnemite and Magneton fan. We got these for free, so these were just included in a bundle. And I actually need all of these for the PC, so I do collect Larvitar, Pupitar, and Tyranitar, as well as Machamp. And we actually didn't have this one, surprisingly. It says, again, they're all cheap, they're all like $1 minimum, but some nice pickups there for the PC. Happy to add them. And this one, like the Larvitar and the Pupitar here, I know the Pupitar on the end is a promo, but those, when you see that Cosmos Holo on the borders, generally that means that it's been like added to a blister pack or something like that. So I'm not sure where those come from. We also picked up this beautiful Zubat, the reverse foil here. It's, again, I just don't think they do reverse foils any justice anymore. I just think they're terrible looking now. The Pokeballs and the Master Balls from Prismatic are probably the closest thing we've got to this. We're a bit unlucky, there's some scratching on the foil there. It's really hard to tell at these card shows with the lighting if there's any major scratching on the foil. So that's a bit unlucky, but we still got a good price. But I just love the reverse patterns, man. They have got all of the energies on the background, and they just did such a good job. This 2004-2005 era of reverse foils just hit different for me. So, had to pick that up. Like I said, we got a decent price too. We bundled the Zubat actually with this Pikachu. So I think we got this for about 35 bucks, which is about market price. So, I think that's fair. This is a card that I just think it's a really cool artwork. You've got Pikachu, but you've got like several other Pokemon there. So if any of these other Pokemon are one of your favorites, then, you know, maybe this card means a bit more to you. Personally, the only one I really care about in there is Crobat, and I don't really care that much about Crobat. But I think this is a really cool card in general. And like I said, I don't think it's going to go up too much, but I'd rather take a bet on a Pikachu than than, you know, any other random card. So I may be selling that, we'll see, but otherwise I don't mind holding it for a bit. Now we're going into some quality PC stuff that we got for a very, very good price. Now, I don't normally like base set 2. I'm going to be honest. Base set 2 is just, it felt like a cop-out to me a little bit. It's just like, oh, we're just going to reprint base set. But, that being said, I do very much enjoy the Cosmos foil pattern that they did and that they introduced with base set 2. Especially on this Scyther. My Scyther collection is lacking some holos right now. We've got some really cool non-holos, to be honest, but I saw this and thought, yeah, we gotta get this for the Scyther collection. It's near mint too. It's in good condition. Of course, it's a binder card, so I don't care as much on the back, but it's good to know that we got it basically for near mint. At 14 bucks, we probably got a bit of a discount on it as well, but I think a fair price there for a beautiful card to add to my Scyther collection, so happy about that. And next up, we have a Magmar. Now, this is Expedition Magmar, I believe, on the top of my head. This is one of the e-reader cards, which I can't wait to eventually get into my deep dive when we get into that era. Which, speaking of, I will be getting the fossil one out soon. I know it's been lacking a little bit here. I've just been getting really busy. It's been difficult trying to sit down and record that one. But beautiful Magmar there with the reverse holo. And then we also got this Unknown for Neo Discovery. I saw this and I was like, $4? Wait. And then I saw, and I was like, oh, I'm so depressed. Look at the top left. Top left just got absolutely shredded by a buck or something. But you know what? $4, we'll take it. We need this. It fits a spot in our Neo Discovery set, which you can see in the background. We're about to have a lot of Neo Discovery. Steelix, so this is from one of the newer sets. I can't remember if it was Mega Evolutions or if it's... Yeah, I think it's Mega Evolutions. This is probably the only card in the set that I wanted. Like, it's my only chase, because I collect Steelixes. I love Steelix as a Pokemon, and I think that artwork is beautiful. So we found it for 14 bucks. Can't say no. Last but not least, we picked up the beautiful Magmar EX. Now, this generation of Pokemon cards really has a special part in my nostalgic brain. My first major card that I got from this set was Raichu EX, and it's actually one of my favorite... I think it is. I would say it is my favorite Raichu artwork of all time. And it's the one childhood card that I've got that I've, like, really kept, and it means a lot to me. So I just loved the... I don't know what it was, but when I saw this foil pattern on the borders as a kid, I just loved it. You could get swirls on the borders of the card, let alone the artwork. So I don't know, for me, it hit different. I know, like, if you're looking at it now from, like, you know every single set now, it maybe isn't one of your favorites, but at the time, this was just peak for me. And these were really expensive even at the time. I remember them being quite expensive. You know, you had Rayquaza, you had some big names in there, but Magmar EX, this is one of the biggest chasers that I would need for my Magmar collection, so I saw it and said, yeah, there's a bit of damage on the bottom, but otherwise, we're going to go for it. Right, so let's go through what could be perceived as bulk, but it's farther from the truth. We've got some first edition Neo Discovery cards here. Now, these were pretty much labeled as near mint for all of them, so I want to kind of go through... We're not going to look through every single back, but we're going to look through most of it. Got an amazing deal on this. I want to say it was market price, probably $400 for all this stuff, and we got 70% off. We were in that $250 ballpark range. So shout out to McCracken. He always gives us a good deal. It's one of the local vendors. Well, one of the vendors that always goes to this show. We've built up a good relationship with him over the years, so good deal here. I'm probably going to go back in November and buy some more stuff that he has, a lot of these non-holo cards. So this is pretty much a first edition, like a complete set of all the first eds for Neo Discovery. So obviously first eds will always go a bit more than Unlimited, and they're all, like, I'm just like looking at these, they all look pretty bang on. They all look very good. Now, I don't need... It was one of those where I was going to try and look through my list of what I... Because Neo Discovery is the last set I've started collecting. So I kind of tried to go in order a bit, but it was kind of like base set and fossil and jungle. And then the one Neo set I want to start collecting was this one, right? It has some of my favorite artworks in it. And eventually we'll get to the deep dive and I'll kind of explain and go over all the cool artworks and stuff. But... yeah, a beautiful set, and I did have a couple cards, obviously, already in the collection, and I wasn't gonna... He just had all this, and I was like, can we just do a bundle deal? And we ended up doing it. So there's probably a couple of extras in here that I don't need. that I probably already got, but I'll compare, you know, condition, and we'll just pick the, you know, the one that's more near mint. This Poliwag and Poliwhirl, and the Poliwrath in this set as well, which, okay, that's obviously, it's Houndour, wasn't Poliwrath there. But those are some of my favorite 3 artworks for him. Ooh, Houndoom as well, yeah. This may be one I don't need, but this would be one that is going to be expensive. You got to remember, in this condition, near mint, I mean, that's like bang on. I mean, that's going to be like I don't know, on the top of my head, it's still going to be a $20, $30 card, even in non-holo. If you're like me and you collect sets, especially the vintage sets, these are going to be really hard to come across in this condition, you know? And especially if you're buying them all individually, they're gonna cost you an arm and a leg. So I'm kind of glad that I managed to get a bundle deal. This is the Poliwrath I was talking about. That artwork just hits different for me. Hitmontop gets his, I think that's his first artwork in his set. That's like his rookie card for this set. So that was pretty cool as well. Corsola, Smeargle, which is actually kind of a harder one to find. I don't think I've seen this one out of all of the non-holos, or even just like the rares. I've not really seen that one out as much. This set has all of the unknown, so that's why it's pretty cool, but also quite frustrating to be able to collect, because you're like, oh, I'm missing one of the letters, you know. I don't think it's every letter of the alphabet, obviously. We'll have to go into more detail when we do the deep dive of this. I imagine there's some lore that I don't know of this set yet that I'm excited to look up, but yeah, so we got the Eccentric here as well. And Dunsparce, I know for sure I didn't have, so I know that that's going to be filling up a spot. A bit right to left there, a bit chunky, but that's fine. Moving on to Mareep now. Oh, I do love this artwork. See, there's a couple of these that I've just not even seen, because I've never owned it, so I'm seeing that one for the first time, so that's beautiful. I've seen this Hopper before. It's a cool artwork. They've got all 3 of them in the background running around. Oh, yeah, and I did have three one-offs here. These were the jungle cards, so I did look through. He had a stack of jungle as well, and these are some of the ones that I need for my PC as well. This is the worst condition one. This is MP. That's kind of unlucky, but it will fill a spot in the binder, so I'm okay with it. The Vaporeon and the Nidoqueen, though, I did look at those, and they look pretty damn good. I mean, like, near mint, right on there. So, yeah, those will fill up spots in my jungle set, which we are now several more steps closer to completing the full jungle set, first edition, unlimited, and Japanese, so that's very nice there. Those will do well. We also got the trainer cards for the first edition Neo Discovery. I have seen Energy Arc and Ruin Wall more often than I have seen the other 2, so I'm actually glad that we got the Fossil Egg and the Hyper De-Evolutionary Spray, because those are going to be much harder to find, I feel like. We've got Weedle, Kakuna, and Beedrill. I was gonna try and show the evolutions as best as I could here. I love these 3 from this set. The Weedle just chilling, sunbathing on the leaf, and then the Kakuna's an interesting artwork, and then I really didn't ever get a good look at Beedrill, but it's like Beedrill coming out of the cactus area, so very similar to how they're depicted in the anime as well. So very, very interesting. I like those artworks there. I like the though I showed it at the beginning too, but I didn't have it in order. But the Metapod and Butterfree artworks too. In the binder, they'll look quite nice back to back. So got Xatu and Natu here. The Natu, I think, is an underrated artwork. There's a lot going on in there in the background. Natu's obviously a very small Pokemon, so you're going to have a bit more of an emphasis on the background, and you can do some cool stuff with the ancient, like, forecasting stuff that they do. Teddiursa and Ursaring, a very, very popular combo as well. Teddiursa, you know, kind of hand in the honey jar, and then Ursaring being the big mother-like bear figure. So, really like those. Beautiful Scyther here. We have got this in Unlimited, I think, in our Scyther collection. This is, like what I said, one of those non-holos. This is such a terrifying artwork, but I love it. It's like an action shot of Scyther, and it feels more realistic as to what Scyther would actually look like. Terrifying, right? And then Scizor here. Definitely one of my favorite Scizor artworks of all time as well. Partially one of the reasons why I would say this is like number 3, the third reason why I wanted to collect this set out of all the Neo cards, or out of all the Neo sets. We're about to see some of the other reasons why here, artwork-wise. But yeah, this is beautiful. It's bang on. I think I have that already, so we'll have to compare conditions with the one I've already got in the binder and that one. I don't Magnemite there. I'm going to try and find Fortress here so we can try and get the evolutions together. So we've got Pineco and Fortress. I actually really enjoy the Pineco. I actually really like this artwork. They are actually the illustrators are two different people here, so you can kind of tell the design is slightly different, but I enjoy the Pineco there. And yet again, near mint. Yep, looks pretty good. So this Magnemite here is the first reason as to why I wanted to complete and collect Neo Discovery. I love this artwork, man. The foil looks a bit better because it's, you know, obviously it's foiled and it's the same exact artwork, but it does blend in really well with the background. But when I saw that background, I was like, this is so weird, man. It's like kind of trippy, and I just really loved it. It caught my eye as a kid, and it caught my eye now as a big kid. Tyranitar was the second reason as to why I collect Neo Discovery. So we kind of just saw my 3 most favorite artworks from this set, and the reason why I wanted to collect it. So, beautiful card here, and, you know, pretty good condition. Like I said, that's definitely near mint. If you're really picky, you'd say lightly played, but I'd still call that near mint for vintage. So, I'll have to compare. I think I've already got that one as well. We got Armorstar, very underrated Pokemon. I'll explain that and go over that in the fossil set. That's kind of when he's introduced. And then these are the unknowns. So we've got all of the letters here. I think the A was the rare, so the other ones look like commons and uncommons, so yeah, we'll have to go over that in the binder. The Larvitar and the Pupitar. The Pupitar actually isn't one of my favorites, but the Larvitar is. This card is awesome. If you can't tell, he's actually looking at himself through the water. It's a reflection shot, because you can see his hands and you can see the shadow, right? So, beautiful artwork and beautiful design. Very, very slept on. I don't think a lot of people talk about that. And that's why it's one of my favorites, man. I love this artwork. Last but not least, we have the Eevee. So the Eevee, probably one of the most popular Pokemon of all time now, Eevee in all of the evolutions. And it's a really cool artwork. It's like Eevee in the lab, so I actually quite enjoy that one. I've actually never seen it. I only saw the Japanese version, and it looks completely different. I thought we'd end the video just going over the progression of the Neo Discovery set now, the Neo Discovery binder. Obviously our foils, we still need quite a lot, but we got that unknown that fills a nice spot. And then when it comes to our non-holos, we're looking pretty good now, especially because we've got all the first eds. A little disappointed the Espeon wasn't in there, to be honest. I know that that's going to be the most expensive card in the set for first eds. But again, I can't be mad about the other stuff that we got. So, beautiful cards here, and they fill up a nice spot in the binder. So, happy to add this. But like I said, I thought I'd just do this little camera roll here at the end, showing you the progression that we've now made from the rares all the way to the commons. And this is kind of how I collect. If you've never seen one of my collection videos, obviously there's a lot of empty spaces in this one, but in the fossil set we have completed it pretty much now. There's just a couple error cards I'm trying to find, which will be impossible because some of them are Australian exclusive cards, which no one is going to be selling here, and if they are, they don't even know what they've got. So otherwise, though, if you want to go watch that, it was one of my older videos. I kind of go over all my Pokemon vintage collections. We will do a One Piece update for the binders, probably more towards Christmas time. I want to try and do that at least once a year. We've obviously pulled a lot of One Piece cards, and we've been to several card shows this year, so I'm excited to... I've actually had to sit down. I'm going to sit down this week and actually make sure I've got everything in the correct place, and I'll start, like I say, recording that type of video. Probably more towards the end of the year, like I say. There's still a couple Zoro cards that I want to try and get to make that binder look even better than it already does now. I'm looking forward to showing that off to you guys. But that is going to do it for today's video, everyone. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.